Alright, so a lot of you guys watching my videos are probably wondering, what is this game with the squares? How can you move so fast? Where do you even play this? What is Ubeat? Well, on today's episode of Let's Talk About Ubeat, I'm going to give you guys a brief rundown of what Ubeat is, a little bit of the history, and a general explanation on how to play and where you can go play it yourself and get hooked like me. Alright, so for the basics. Ubeat is an arcade music video game developed by Konami Computer Entertainment Japan and is part of Konami's Bemani line of music games since 2008. Now, the second question you might have is, well, what is Bemani? Well, in a nutshell, Bemani is Konami's family of music simulation games. There are many different music games in this family, which maybe I'll cover in another video, but you guys know Dance Dance Revolution, right? You know, DDR? Well, DDR is a part of the same Bemani family. So if you've ever played DDR before, then, well, guess what? You've already played a Bemani game before. So, Ubeat came out in Asia in 2008, and since then the game has gone through many different versions with songs added and new aesthetics and additions added. However, the gameplay has been pretty much the same. So you know how DDR is a dancing simulator? Well, Ubeat is a beat pad simulator. You know, this thing. Ah, starting to look familiar now, huh? I know you've seen some DJ somewhere at some party tapping away on one of these things before. So now take a beat pad and combine it with whack-a-mole, and well, there you go. But Renee, what do you mean it's combined with whack-a-mole? I'm not hitting any moles. Well, I mean, that's right, you're not, but you are hitting something. What you are hitting are animated explosions and other animations called markers that can be chosen at the song select screen and are shown within the panels, like the buttons, synced to whatever song you decide to pick. Depending on how good your timing or your accuracy is, you'll be graded on the hit. A perfect obviously gets you the most points, followed by a great, a good, a poor, and then a miss. Depending on how well you do, you get an overall score ranking from E to D to C to B to A. And then you get into like the golden area where you get the S, you get the double S and the triple S. And then a perfect score would be the EXC, which is short for excellent. The overall goal in the game is to get as many perfects as you can to eventually achieve that sought after EXC. Now you've been wondering, well, I've seen DDR just about at every mall arcade around, but I've never seen Ubeat. Well, that's because Jubeat wasn't released in America. They tried. They had a few location tests, but unfortunately it didn't take off here. In my personal opinion, they marketed the game completely wrong for an American audience, but that's a rant for another day. However, the game did come out on iOS as Jubeat, which I do highly recommend you guys download because it's a great way to get into the game. If you have an iPad of any size, the mini or an iPad 2 or an Air or the Pro, it'll be fun depending on whichever iPad you have. You can download the game for free and then you purchase whatever music packs you want. That's how I first started playing Ubeat. Actually, you know what? Do what I did, which is even better. Get a Japanese iTunes account and download the Japanese version of the game, which is called Ubeat Plus. It's much better and it has much more music. If anyone's interested and needs help getting started or figuring out how to get the game on your iPad, comment below and let me know. I'll be more than happy to help. But Renee, you don't live in Asia and you play Ubeat. I've seen you play. You've played machines. Well, you're right. I mean, there are some machines here that are in the US. The best way to play them, though, is to go to anime and gaming conventions where a company called Tokyo Attack attends. They import their machines straight from Japan, and they run amazing game rooms at these conventions. If you attend the convention, you can play for free and meet many players who can help you out, or maybe you'll even see me. A link to them will be in the description. Okay, that's cool, but why do you play it so much? What fun do you get out of it? Well, to be honest, there's a lot of things that I love about Ubeat, but the number one thing I really like is just, I like hitting buttons and tapping. I love music and I love hitting things to a rhythm. I played guitar for a while, and I was even in jazz band in high school where I played the saxophone. If you love music, you're just going to love music games. It's as simple as that. Ubeat has a huge library of music from many different genres, so you can discover as much amazing music that you can imagine, and you'd never be able to be exposed to that stuff otherwise. The second reason is figuring out the patterns and complexity of the charts when you get to higher levels is really a lot of fun. It's like figuring out a puzzle, like how do I hit this certain shape, or where are my hands supposed to go so I don't get a miss here. Figuring out that stuff is very satisfying, which leads me into my third reason, self-accomplishment. When I get a new personal record on a song, or get a new EXC, or even pass something really hard for the first time, it does make me really happy. I feel like I've improved and I've learned something new and surpassed a previous limitation. This is my martial art. Becoming adept at music games is just what I do. It's my stress reliever and it's where I learn discipline and it's what I'm good at. I was never good at sports. Like, I'm not athletic at all. I sucked at everything I tried. But for the first time in my life with music games, I had something that clicked with me and brought me joy into my life. I could go on and on about how that changed my life, but that's definitely a video for another day. Anywho, guys, I hope you enjoyed my very brief explanation of Ubeat. There's really so much more I could have covered, but if you guys have any more questions or if you want to get into the game, please leave a comment down below, send me a message, get a hold of me anyway, and I'll be more than happy to help you out. Thanks for watching.